All right, we're going to have a quick review of Cummins quadrant model for those of you that maybe don't remember it or maybe it is new to you. When we talk about the four quadrants, and they're definitely labeled differently than our quadrants in math, when we talk about the first two quadrants, we're talking about cognitively undemanding tasks, things that are easy that we would ask our students to do. And when we're talking about the quadrants 3 and 4, we're talking about the harder things that we ask them to do, things that might require a little bit more brain power. Now, the difference is that here we're going to give a lot of context clues. We are going to embed our task, whether they're easy or a little bit more cognitively demanding, we're going to embed them in a lot of context, a lot of clues. But over here, even though I have some easy task and some hard task, the context is going to be reduced for one reason or another. Let's talk about some specific examples and that'll help. When I'm in this quadrant 1, and I am doing an easy task that has a lot of context, for example, talking on the playground, that's not a very difficult thing to do, and I have all kinds of playground equipment that I can see and touch and feel, and I can watch what the other kids are doing. So when someone is speaking to me, it's embedded in the context of the playground. Here I have an easy task, but the context has been reduced. So I'm just listening to a phone message, and that's not necessarily a difficult task. However, I don't have the clues of the person's facial expression or gestures to help me understand the message. So even though it's an easy task to listen to a phone message, I don't have a lot of context. Here, I'm asking my student to do something that is a little bit more difficult, but I'm going to give them lots of help in the way of context. So maybe I've got a more difficult math problem, but I'm going to give all kinds of manipulatives. Maybe I'm even going to draw a picture of this word problem on the board. I'm going to embed it in a lot of context. Here, I'm asking my student to do something that's difficult. I'm talking about some abstract concept. I always think of cells because we can't readily show our boys and girls cells in everyday life. We have to show them pictures of cells, or we have to get out a microscope and make something larger than it really is. So we're learning about something that to our students is abstract, but if I'm not giving them context, boy, I have just really made things difficult. So this fourth quadrant is the hardest one. I'm learning something that's cognitively demanding, and I'm not giving my students a lot of context, then I've got to think about that. This is just a little review, some little examples for you. Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. The teacher's role is not to make academic tasks less demanding. Our role as educators is to support the student and to help them be successful by giving them lots of context. We want to activate their prior knowledge. We want to scaffold every task with a step-by-step procedure for success. So remember, we're not making it less cognitively demanding. We're not dumbing down our curriculum. So in other words, we want to take what is in quadrant 4. It's cognitively demanding, but because we don't have a lot of context here, we want to take what is in quadrant 4 and we want to think of a way to move it to quadrant 3. It's still cognitively demanding, but we're going to give lots of context. This week you will also see this chart. I believe it's on MyFire. It's one of the PDFs that you can download. The two most important characteristics that affect the ease or difficulty of language, just as we talked about in our earlier video of Chapter 8, is contextual support and the degree of cognitive demand. And so this little chart, when you download it, talks about providing clues, or it doesn't talk, silly Sarah. It gives us information about using clues that are often nonverbal that are going to help our students gain meaning in a new language. We want to increase their ability to comprehend something. Uh, the cognitive demand, the level of difficulty might still be there, but we just want to help our students all along the way. I hope this little review of BICS and CALP has been helpful for you, and I hope that you can already begin to think of ways that you can apply it in your classroom. Bless you and have a great week ahead. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always available on my cell phone. If I am teaching a class or in the middle of something, I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.